She holds 95 career titles, 4 Olympic gold medals, and has won over $72 million in prize money over the course of her career. Why then is Serena Williams' body the topic du jour once again? Well, this weekend, New York Times reporter Ben Roethlisberger, with access to some of the most incredible and accomplished female athletes in the world, chose to ask them the obvious question. Tell me what you don't like about yourself. That's right. In the much maligned piece, he says, Williams has large biceps and a mold-breaking muscular frame, which packs the power and athleticism that's dominated women's tennis for years. Her rivals could try to emulate her physique, but most of them choose not to. And further showcasing this archaic and sexist reasoning, he included a quote from the coach of top-ranked Williams opponent, Agnieszka Radwanska, who says this player chooses to reject such muscular physiques because, first of all, she's a woman. And as he said, she wants to be a woman.
Serena showed off her athletic physique in a cute two-piece as she celebrated her French Open win. Williams, who beat Maria Sharapova in straight sets at Roland Garros, soaked up the sun in a floral bikini top and green bottoms. Her swimsuit showed off her muscly arms, legs and stomach. The 31-year-old was seen relaxing with friends.
David Frum suggested in a tweet this weekend where he suggested that she was taking steroids, even though she is, in fact, one of the most drug-tested athletes in the world.
Williams' incredible career has been surrounded by racism and sexism, and that's why her wins often feel like victories over these things.
And the internet let out its collective sigh of institutionalized sexism by just saying that Serena does kind of look like a man.
Over the weekend, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling hit back hard against a Twitter user who said Williams was built like a man. Rowling responded and tweeted this, quote, "Yeah, my husband looks like this in a dress. You're an idiot." Rowling's smackdown comes one day after the New York Times published an article talking about this very issue titled, quote, tennis.
I think a lot of it does come from her race, which people don't ever, they always want to make excuses, but when she came onto the scene, there was she saw a lot of racism. One of her first matches, she had people yelling the N-word at her, and she sort of dealt with this, questioning her abilities from the beginning.
Well, it was a little like when Tiger Woods, broke into the golf scene and kind of like, laid waste to the field.
She's won the French Open, the US Open, WTA Tour Championship, and Olympic golds, and a lot of people say she's the best female player of all time. But for her entire career, she's been followed by a dark cloud of racism and sexism.
The first instance a lot of fans will remember was the 2001 tournament in Indian Wells, California. And Serena and her sister Venus were booed by fans who accused them of match fixing.
Olha o que ela fez.
A vozeada aí, ó, curtindo.
A Serena que não veja isso.
Tá imitando a Serena Williams. A cara dele vozear que seria o Djokovic do feminino.
Ela sempre faz isso. Ela pronta, botou no traseiro também.
Olha só, ela imitando a Serena Williams.
Eu diria que ela deu uma encorpada.
Olha lá. Ela imitando a Serena.
Só espero que a Serena não esteja fazendo isso.
Keep in mind that tennis fans are typically well behaved. Then, according to the Williams family, things got worse. Serena said she heard people shouting the N-word, and then she heard someone tell her to go back to Compton.
What's crazy is that even after that first incident, these comments didn't stop.
And it's not just racial slurs. A lot of the language used to praise Williams' skill is also based in racial stereotypes.
Example. Peter Larkins, a sports doctor in Australia, tried to explain Williams' win by saying, "It's the African-American race." They just have this huge gluteal strength. With Serena, that's her physique and genetics.
She's had to deal with a ton of bizarre scrutiny of her body that taps into the politics of racism and sexism. For some commentators, that has meant stripping her of her femininity.
Here's an idea. How about we treat, pay, and write about female athletes the way we do male athletes? With respect.